Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mark Parham Podcast. You can follow me online by going to Rumble and typing in rumble.com/Mark Parham, and I should pop up. So, I remember that bridge situation in, what was it, Maryland? How a boat slammed into one of the bridges out there, and the bridge basically collapsed, and a few folks died. And it got me thinking, you know, we spend all this money and we give all this money to all of these other countries for war and things like that, but we really need to redo all of the infrastructure in America. And when I say, well, not necessarily redo everything, but we need to inspect some of the bridges in America and we need to do repairs like immediately because we're getting into a situation where some of these bridges, if somebody really did an inspection, and I think there was a company or the government's done inspections, but some of these bridges and stuff in America are basically getting just a passing grade. And I mean, they can say all they want to, but we really need to repair and look at some of these bridges. I mean, these are bridges that are, huge when it comes to traffic going across them. These are bridges that people ship goods, trucks go over. Just these are major things in America. And I think that we're going to see more incidents of, we're going to see more situations where bridges collapse, things fall down, because we're not really, taking our infrastructure seriously. And I know what people are going to say. Oh, well, yeah, Biden tried to pass the infrastructure bill, and Biden's been talking about infrastructure and all this other stuff. But even with all that talk and some of the bills they try to get passed and things they try to get passed, and I think they did pass something for it. I haven't been keeping up on it, but the talk has got to turn to action. I mean, if you're in a car and you're on some of these roads, the roads are bumpy, I mean, other countries have better highways than we do. As crazy as that sounds. Like you go to some of these other countries, they have highways that are smooth. We have highways in major cities where there's potholes, and if you have a nice car, your car will be torn up if you don't know how to drive it correctly. I mean, we got potholes and just all sorts of stuff. You even look at our train system. The train system, on the East Coast, it was a hot day. If we had, a few hot days and, things weren't working, there was delays and all this other stuff. And you think about it, we're not talking about like Zimbabwe or some country somewhere. We're not talking about some random place. We're talking about in America. Some of these cities have billionaires all over, some of these cities. They have more money than they need, and they can't even repair basic infrastructure. They can't even make sure the roads are paved properly. They can't make sure, our bridges are, not going to fall down. It's just amazing to me to see this happen in America. But you look at some other countries, I mean, they got ultra modern trains running and stuff like that. And, New York City is a perfect example. Every time, there's always an incident or there's always a delay. Somebody, messed this up. Somebody did that. And to me, it's just ridiculous, especially, seeing how much money we have in America. I mean, we use a lot of money to help all these other countries out. We help out the Ukraine. We help out Israel. And again, people don't like hearing, liberals hate to hear this phrase, but we really have to get, an America first mentality, and say, you know what? There's things in America we have to handle first. And one of those things should be fixing our infrastructure. I mean, we have places in America where people don't even have the internet. I mean, you think a country with this much money, you think this whole country would be, loaded with places you could go and get internet wherever you're at. I mean, I think I was reading something where I think it was South Korea or something like that has faster internet than we have in America, if I'm not mistaken, or something about internet penetration or something like that. But, other countries are doing a better job at, making sure the internet is working, making sure that, people have internet that's fast and just a lot of things. And so it just amazes me that in 2024, we're still lagging behind in certain things. I mean, even if you look at the trains, compare our trains to the trains in Japan. Japan is using trains that are clean and things like that. And you go to an American city, we have trains like, the Amtrak trains, stuff like that to take us to and from certain places. So America really has to start taking infrastructure seriously. And the thing is, it'll create jobs. It'll actually save a lot of people money in the long run. Imagine if places like New York City or places like Los Angeles had roads where your car won't get torn up. I mean, you look at, I think it was Oakland, those potholes. I mean, you can almost sit up and swim in those potholes yourself. They were so large. And, it took people to go out in the streets and fill up potholes themselves for the folks out there to say, wait a minute, we need to do something about potholes. Like you would think the mayors don't drive in their own cities, or at least feel the bumps when they're in the back of the Chevy SUV. So it's crazy that we have potholes and trains that don't work and delays like we have when we have all of this money in America. I mean, we can come up with money and solutions when it comes to helping another country with war, but when it comes to fixing a commuter train, everybody's just scratching their head. And so organizations and need to, or companies, MTA, whatever, they need to come together and start coming up with solutions. Same thing with the government. They need to find a better way to spend money, because the money they're giving to fix things, I mean, I don't see the impact. I mean, you hear about, we just signed this money away to fix infrastructure, and then you drive on some of these roads, or you're in the passenger seat on some of these roads going down the highway, and you're saying, well, where's the money going to? So again, in the comment section, let me know how you feel. And isn't it a shame that America has such bad infrastructure, considering that we're such a rich country as far as money and resources? So let me know how you feel in the comment section. Thank you.